The WAZA Tube Amp Expander seamlessly complements and modernizes the experience of playing your tube amp without affecting its unique tone and response, the very reason that you purchased it in the first place. Whether playing live on stage or recording in the studio, the WAZA Tube Amp Expander elevates your tube amp to a new level of versatility. This amazing device does it all. It's a variable reactive load, an active analog power stage, has fantastic quality DSP and effects, 10 recallable rig settings, mic and cabinet simulator, IR loader, and a USB audio interface, all in one integrated unit that's road ready, easy to use, and easy to control. In a tube amp, each component reacts with every other component to create a great tube sound. It's not just a one-way signal flow. Tube amps need to be cranked up to get the best tone and feel. The amount of volume is inflexible and often not very practical. Load boxes or attenuators can reduce the volume to a workable level, but they typically introduce artifacts that negatively impact the tone, dynamic response, and distortion character, leaving you less than satisfied. They can just feel and sound different because the impedance response from a load box is not flexible and not always provides a perfect interaction between tube amp and load box. With the Boss WAZA Tube Amp Expander, the advanced reactive load section completely eliminates these artifacts, allowing you to experience your amp's true cranked up sound and interactive feel whilst attenuating or boosting the volume to suit any situation. A key feature is the resonance and presence controls, which optimize the all-important impedance interaction with your amp's output transformer, enabling you to correctly tune the reactive load of your amp whilst retaining its natural tone, dynamic feel, and distortion characteristics. The impedance response of each speaker cabinet is very different, but in general, load boxes have one fixed setting. The WAZA Tube Amp Expander has 16 different tunable options to ensure your amp behaves and responds exactly as if it were connected to your favourite speaker cab. You can set the resonance and presence control and get true interaction between your tube amp and the WAZA Tube Amp Expander as if you connected to a suitable cab and speaker. The WAZA Tube Amp Expander has an advanced variable reactive load circuit with discrete analog components and supports any tube amp up to 150 watts. So you can go from a vintage combo all the way up to a modern high gain head. The WAZA Tube Amp Expander is amazing for recording tube amps. You can record really loud amps quietly, you can record without a cab, so recording silently, and you get all of the tone, feel, and distortion characteristics of your amplifier. You can capture that sound via XLR lineouts or even directly over USB, and there are plenty of tweakable options such as virtual mic types and even some premium quality onboard effects. Cab and mic simulation can be applied to the line out, phone out, and USB out with 22 mic cabinet emulations, which can be tweaked by 5 selectable mic types with adjustable mic distance and position, and also room mic ambience plus 4 slots for loading user speaker IRs. You can utilise the powerful effects section and also store your favourite settings into a rig. On stage, a tube amp might just be too loud to get the tone and feel that you enjoy, or it might be too quiet. You can get true, cranked up tube tone whilst controlling the volume for any situation that you might find yourself in. You get powerful real-time performance control via the GAFC or FS series foot switches, and you even get MIDI I/O, which will perfectly integrate with all your other gear. Right now, I'm using the GAFC foot switch to control various functions of the unit and also of the amp. Built into the unit, I've got an effects loop, got an MD500. It's a super high-end professional effects unit with loads of different options. I've got delay and reverb that are built into the Tube Amp Expander that I can switch on and off, and I've also got tap tempo. There's compression as well built into that. And I've got a solo and EQ function, and also amp control so I can do channel switching from the actual GAFC. I I can also save any of these parameters into a rig saved on the Tube Amp Expander and recall all of these settings with a single foot switch press. You can see I've also got an expression pedal that can be plugged into the back of the GAFC to control the overall level of any rig setup that I'm using at the time. A lot of tube amps, especially vintage ones, don't have an effects loop. Now you can add a send and return via the WAZA Tube Amp Expander. Great for effects like delays, keeping those super clean, and you can select parallel or series connection. There's also a level switch and a ground lift switch. You also have parallel speaker outputs for connecting up to 2 cabinets, driven by an integrated 100-watt Class AB analog power amplifier, which is a discrete analog design with a smooth, non-stepped level control. This is perfect if you want to bring a small combo or low wattage head and still get some serious volume on stage. The important interaction between the output transformer and your speaker cabinet are already matched at the reactive load section, so it will not influence the sound character of your amp, and just add a linear volume adjustment. It's also very easy to send a signal to the PA through the front of house line out with the cab and mic sim. For gigging use, 10 foot switch recallable rig settings are available. Why not let the Tube Amp Expander be the control center of your guitar rig? The WAZA Tube Amp Expander has a premium quality DSP section on board for adding effects, with 32-bit analog to digital conversion, 32-bit floating point processing, and a 96 kHz sampling rate. It has compression, tap tempo stereo delay, reverb, and EQs which can be independently controlled via a foot switch, along with the effects loop, solo EQ control, amp channel control, and the cab and mic sim settings. Combinations of all of these elements and their settings is defined as a rig, and you can save and recall 10 different rigs. You can dive even deeper with the computer editor to fine-tune the settings and manage your rig libraries, where you can save hundreds if need be. Also, rig settings can be recalled via the GAFC, so it's a perfect solution for gigging use. Both for recording and gigging use, you can use effects and rigs to refine and modernize your tube amp. Within each rig, you can store the on-off status of the effects loop, control effects such as the compressor or delay, including tap tempo control. You have solo EQ control, allowing you to turn on and off the EQs and apply a solo boost. You can change the channel of your amp, add and control the onboard reverb, and you can even send PC and CC controller messages to the external MIDI devices. And if you simply want to practice at home or do some silent adjustments to your rigs, just connect a pair of headphones and you can still get the best out of your tube amp. So, to summarise, the WAZA Tube Amp Expander gives you variable reactive load, all analog power stage, amazing quality DSP effects, IR loader, mic and cab simulator. There is so much there, all in a road rugged and easy to use unit. Modernise your tube amp experience with the WAZA Tube Amp Expander. Head to boss.info to learn more.